He was the master of Masahiko Kimura. His intensity-inspired anime characters. He won the second and third All-Japan Judo Championship. Today we'll examine a tale of martial arts pride with Tatsukuma Ushijima, challenge of Chinese Shuai Jiao during World War II in Fighter's Rabbit Hole. Welcome today to Fighter's Rabbit Hole. Today we're going to talk about a true martial arts legend. A man who... Oh wait, what is happening? The screen, what's going on? Oh my god, I'm glad we got that fixed. I'm so relieved. But what is that music playing, and what are these bright lights shining? Oh wait, I see something in the distance. Wow, what is that? What is happening? It's just you, Segata. I thought it was something scary. While you're here making such grand entrances, let me introduce you. This is my co-host, Segata Sanshiro.
Look, I told you, I'm not that guy. I'm Senkata Sanshiro. For copyright purposes, of course. Well, can we stop with the pleasantries and can I tell them about our mission for today?
Sure, Senkata. Senkata. Go ahead.
Our mission is to see how this one specific match between the two fighters reflects the whole complex history of East martial arts back then. It's a powerful lens. Just like the powerful technique I used, the mountain storm, which almost made my opponents explode.
Okay, Segata, let's get started today. Will you please cue up the music? Hey, Segata, what are you doing? What is that?
Hey, don't turn that off. That's my favorite.
I know, mine too, but we gotta get the right music.
Okay, let me try again. Oh wait, that's Tatsukuma student Kimura's music when he went to Brazil to beat the Gracies. Let me try again, here we go.
Okay, let's set the scene. We have Ushijima, known as Demon Ushijima, a serious formidable Japanese judoka. He goes to Beijing. We're talking about the 1940s here. His martial arts contest. His opponent, Zhang Hongyu, a Chinese Shuai Jiao Champion, and you absolutely cannot ignore the background. The second Sino-Japanese war was raging, and ultranationalism was sky high. Contests weren't just about sports, were they? They held immense significance in serving symbolic battlegrounds.
Absolutely huge. Just like Tatsukuma's power of trying to rip down trees with his belt.
I need a woman! No!
Hey, that anime is defamation. Tatsukuma just had to look at a girl to make her his.
But here's where Ushijima, gets even more intense. His personal philosophy was loss is the equivalent to death, which is extreme, even for high-level martial arts.
You are right. Maybe he's even as extreme as me.
And his training matched it, pulling a 60-kilogram sled, training with boulders. Sources even mentioned him consuming snapping turtle blood and even snake venom.
Goodness, I remember my own experimentation with, unusual supplements. Anyway, it sounds almost mythical, but it points to this incredible combative mindset, especially his focus on ni waza, the groundwork.
Which is interesting because that really diverged from Judo founder Jigoro Kano and his philosophy of the gentle way.
Kano was more about mutual welfare, minimum effort, and maximum efficiency. Ushijima was something else, more about pure combat effectiveness it seems. So what was driving him? Well, you mentioned he was a military officer in China. Was this just duty?
Well, that's the fascinating part. Being an officer there certainly puts you in context, but his willingness, his almost need to fight a top Chinese martial artist, it feels more like than it's just duty. Kinda just had a drive to test his skill and his philosophy, and something else. Later on, he was apparently involved in a plot to assassinate Prime Minister Hideki Tojo.
Wow. Okay, so he wasn't just some mindless follower of the militarist line. He had personal grievances. One might say a strong desire for a change of management.
It suggests a really complex individual who may be disillusioned or driven by his own code, something beyond just nationalism. It suggests he was either disillusioned or on a personal quest or something else entirely.
A very personal quest, perhaps. Okay, so against this, who was his opponent? Zhang Hongyu? Tell us about his art. Was he prepared for the true natural force?
Before we get to him, let's talk about the art Shuai Jiao. It's sometimes called Chinese wrestling. Its history is actually pretty debated. Some sources trace it back to ancient roots. Others argue it was formalized in the 20th century, maybe with Manchu or Mongolian influences. That debate itself tells us about Chinese nationalism and how martial arts identity gets shaped.
So how does it stack up against Judo, technically? Can it withstand the power of 1,000 sledgehammers compressed into a single perfectly executed throw? Just asking for a friend.
It's a great question, Senkata. Both use jackets, both have throws, but Shuai Jiao allows leg grabs, which Judo generally doesn't. And, crucially, Shuai Jiao competition has practically no groundwork. So in some ways, they're polar opposites, and their match, mixed rules, which was crucial. They fought under Shuai Jiao rules, upright throws and leg grabs were allowed. But, and this is important, they both wore the Judo gi, the Judo uniform.
Wow, a Judo gi. That's a wise choice. A lesser warrior would have relied on brute strength, neglecting the subtle advantages of fashion. Never underestimate a good uniform or its hidden pockets for emergency snacks. The gi must have given Ushijima an advantage.
Precisely. It gave him something familiar, something to work for with his Judo-based gripping strategies. So, how did this all play out? This clash of styles, mixed rules, the whole intense backdrop? Well, round one.
Wait. Can we use the music now?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I've been waiting for this moment. There aren't much details about the round, right? But how did it go?
Well, round one went to Ushijima. He used the Judo grips to dominate. He apparently got a quick win, used the Judo gi advantage.
Round 1 to Ushijima, a prelude to the main event, of course. Like the appetizer before the main course or ultimate victory.
Easy there, Senkata. Zhang adapted quickly. He was a master, remember? As for the second round, he figured out how to evade the grips, stay mobile, and he threw Ushijima.
The adaptation, the hallmark of a truly great mind.
Everything now was at a fever pitch. The crowd was roaring. Oh, it all being tied up now, it came down to the third round. There were some reports saying Ushijima was tiring by this point. The match got started and suddenly something happened.
What? Tell me, I'm dying to know.
Well, with a burst of energy, Hongyu suddenly got behind Ushijima. And just like that, he secured a double leg and took down Ushijima.
Wow, the crowd went wild and the demon was defeated. Given the war and the occupation, the reaction must have been really intense.
Oh, absolutely. In China, the sources mentioned people braced for some sort of harsh reprisal. They expected harsh consequences, but surprisingly none ever occurred. For the Chinese side, Zhang's victory was immense, a huge symbolic win for their martial arts, for their national pride, right in the middle of an occupation.
A moment of defiance. A glorious, defiant roar heard across the mountains. A roar, incidentally, I can also perform.
And in Japan, you may ask, how did they take the demon's defeat? Direct media accounts are really hard to find at that time. However, it challenged the narrative of Japan's martial arts superiority. Still, Ushijima's reputation, his demon persona, seemed to remain intact. On the other hand, it's really telling how little we know about Zhang himself, historically speaking. Political turmoil like the Cultural Revolution, this just wiped out so much history. This leaves this incredible moment feeling almost isolated.
This story really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As you think about this story, what other moments in history, maybe seemingly small encounters like this one, could tell us surprising things about national identity? Or what really drives an individual? Or what drives a man to eat an entire gallon of ice cream right after a grueling sparring session? Most importantly, what drives an individual to stare at themselves in the mirror and take a picture of themselves like this?
Hey Segata, where did you get that? Give me that! Thank you for joining us on Fighter's Rabbit Hole. I hope you come back next time, and please remember to subscribe, right Segata?
It's Senkata, and yes, if you don't subscribe, I'll mountain storm you.